Hello there, I'm Alger Hill, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 Führerreich as the United Kingdom. It's 17th September 1940, and through the stupidity of mods that have updated, because this mod is technically updated slightly since I've last recorded this, but obviously I'm playing an old save, so it basically forces all the events to fire at once. Isn't that wonderful? So now I am, of course, the military junta. Yeah, woo! So now we're going through the military junta tree. It's going to be some really cool things for us to grab. It's going to be awesome. The King's commands. Oh. Much like his father before him, King Edward VIII is a strong-willed man, in many ways tirelessly stubborn. Oh, wait. Wait. Isn't this the assassination thing? This is the assassination tree. Isn't it? But my king already got assassinated. What happens if this one dies? What the crap? Surely this one can't die as well. Please, no. Please. The king commands and we obey. Let's see what happens. I'll reload if anything bad happens. Because I think that is the tree where he dies, right? I really hope the king doesn't freaking die. Military units crush the IRB. Yes! As per orders, this early this morning, British soldiers deployed in the streets of Ireland from north to south to temporarily impose order on towns. Irish onlookers gazed in horror as a seemingly repeat of the Easter Rising took place. IRB elements refused to surrender, running gun battles erupted across busy streets. Continued well into the night. IRB leadership was tipped off by Irish locals working in civil service who noticed new troop reinforcements flooding the region. In preparation for what you've termed Operation Sabre, with the fighting over an uneasy peace as settled over Ireland, many citizens are furious that British troops once more being deployed, but loyalists Britain will be happy that IRB has once and for all been dealt with. Leadership have all been killed or imprisoned. Yay! We did it. Alright, let's establish the BARB. The streets whisper rebellion. Radicalism hides in the shadows everywhere. To root out these insidious and grave threats to our nation, a new organization will be set up to find threats wherever they may be found. I really hope the king does not freaking die, because he already died. We already had our king assassinated. So, I really don't want that again. Thank you. Thank you, but no thank you. Please don't do this. Okay, our base value of political power is really bad. Arche Poland. Oof, that's weird. What's interesting about this this weird alliance thing is that it's pretty evenly split. Like there's continental and then there's the Stalpact. I didn't like all these guys are in the Stalpact, and then we have the third international. We even have Norway for some reason. So it's actually a really well balanced Europe. If Spain just needs to, oh son of a bitch. Yep, okay. King Emperor Edward VIII rode on horseback, and he was shot again. This happened to his father. It's not the first murder of a monarch. Our emperor already died. So, that's fun. Now it's King George VI. But that already happened. Didn't it? What? What is going on? Our emperor was assassinated, but this already happened, didn't it? That's why we had Edward. Didn't we? Screw it. We have King George now. Whatever, man. You know, just screw it. Doesn't he, was he the stutterer? Was he the stutterer? I don't remember. King George VI. It was known as Bertie. Yep, speech therapy for a stammer, which he never fully overcame. Yep. He was what we needed. I watched Darkest Hour recently with Gary Oldman as Churchill, and it kind of explores a little bit of the relationship between Churchill and the king, and how they didn't like one another initially, but they supported each other in the early stages, in the later stages, and in preparation for the whole victory speech. But I didn't like the film very much because I'd already watched the film. I think it was actually called D-Day. Was it called D-Day? Let me check. With Churchill in it. Oh god, what's this? Just like Churchill film. It had Brian Cox. Oh no, it was just literally called Churchill. And I think that was way better. I think Churchill was way better. I know that was more about the lead up. But I thought that was so good. I really enjoyed that. Brian Cox is just the perfect Churchill. Kind of crazy and angry all the time. Alright, so the BARB is completed, and my dog has just smacked into my study door, trying to gain access. No, go away. Go away. One thing has become clear in these past months following the end of the Manchester workers' crisis. The crisis has never been able to reach the height, if it did, without interference from known provocateurs. The failure of the democratic governments preceding our own rule are clear. They willingly allow the subversive elements to roam free on the streets of Britain and sow the seeds of discord in our nation. In order to secure ourselves from the possibility of further calamity, we must establish a new organization to root out the Machiavellian elements of our great nation who only wish to see it destroyed. Churchill has thus far been careful to move forward with reforms to prevent further unrest, but he has placed special interest in the creation of the British Anti-Revolutionary Brigade to secure our new government and protect Britain from further harm. Poised to begin operations in a week's time, it's comprised of ex-military men whose loyalties are unquestionable. Establish them and give them leave to defend Britain from traitors within. Alright. Political power gain increase, and... oh, that's fine. Yeah, let's be a totalitarian dictatorship. That sounds fun. Oh no. Churchill's voice roared through the halls of Westminster as the trials began. The Prime Minister and several other prominent members of the Parliament were dragged before a military tribunal and found guilty of high treason and complicity in the murder of several hundred citizens. Their hanging would be scheduled for the morning. Oh god. That's awful. So... So I'm dying. So in this alternate reality, the madman, the wide lad, Jack Churchill, instead of firing on civilian protesters, or rather, really, they should be called collectivist uprisers, ignores, oh god, ignores it, and fires on his own commanding officers, becomes a general, leads a military junta, and takes over control of the UK, and then in doing so, tries, convicts, and executes the entirety of the Parliament and Cabinet. Christ. The Conference of 37. Okay, it's 1940. So, okie dokie. Thank you, I guess. Oh, God. It's happening. This is happening again. Oh, no. Alright, okay, let's just... ensure a place to workshop of the world. Why not? This is ridiculous. This has already happened. I've already done this. Civilization must be brought to the barbarians of the world. Yeah, that's fine. Because then I get these focuses. Internal policy, the status quo. An Imperial Federated Empire. Boom! Great, I get that bloody malice again. Wonderful. Question of Ireland, integrated into the Union. Canadian response. Well, obviously they rejected it. Adjournment. Yay, political power. Yay! We've already done this in like the second or third episode. Yes, I know, you don't want a federation, yes. Oh! What? The agreement will assist us greatly. The fuck? Bugs! Oh, a surprising amount of agreement. What? Did Australia go, no, we don't want this? And then I go, great, thanks for agreeing. No, I don't want to do this. Wonderful, I'm so glad you're on board. No, I don't. Oh, wonderful. Excellent. Good, good, good. I'm glad you're on board. Thank you. Why is it that, I was reading Sharp by Bernard Cornwell, and I was reading about the fact that they were in Calcutta, and the Calcutta was like the major port, as well as Madras, that they left from to go back to England. Why do they do that? Why do they sail? Why do they go from here down? Why don't they just go from Bombay? Oh, that's probably because there's no Suez Canal. Because the Suez Canal wasn't made until like the 1840s or 50s or 60s. Yeah. So they had to go through the Madagascar Strait, right? So they had to go this way, like this. If you go like that, they have to go like here. Okay. Okay, so begin Plan J. Created by previous indicted governments in case of war, Plan J orders the rapid mobilization of the British economy for wartime. Sounds good. I'm assuming we're about to get the trying of everybody. So I apologize for the fact that this episode and the last one hasn't really seen a lot of conflicts. Because it's just interesting to watch how this goes. Okay, there's been no naval invasions still, for goodness sake. Don't we own this? Do they have ships? No, they don't. Let's just invade. Do I have any marines? No, I don't have any marines. I have not researched marines. Aldra Hill, please. Why am I not making support equipment? What am I doing with my life? Jesus. There we go. Alright, let's send some divisions. Nope, I didn't want to do that. What? Why are there troops over here? Go away. Oh, Germany's about to fall. Let's send the best divisions we have. Wait, how many troops can I invade with at once? I can invade with 10. Okay. We will send the most experienced soldiers we have. Alright, well that's not many. But 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7. Crap, that was the wrong one. No, it's not. What's this cavalryman doing here? Go away, cavalryman. I don't want you. Alright, the 10th Irish Infantry, the 5th Infantry Division, the 55th Welsh Lancashire. Welsh Lancashire. Go invade Port-au-Prince. And stop being at war. Alright. Exciting, guys. Exciting. Oh, look at that. Germany's falling. Maybe I should start some Lend-Lease or something. Yeah, let's start a Lend-Lease. Let's give them, like, a whole bunch of rifles. 14,000 of these. Yeah, man, let's give them, like, 10,000. Here you go. There you go. I have 10,000 guns. Maybe that'll help. I'd rather you kind of weaken... Germans announce a ban of our ships entering the... What? Why? Bitch, I just sent you 10,000 guns. I literally just sent you 10,000 guns. Why would you do that to me? I'm supporting you. I'm helping you, you douche canoe. What the hell? Well, that's just rude. Is what that is, guys. That is just rude. Ugh. Ugh. Jesus. I mean, really. God. Alright, fine, screw you. Oh, hey, that's an encirclement right there. Guns are helping. Improve influence status. Test. I like that. Launch political reforms. I'm pretty sure I don't have any consumer goods, so there's no reason not to do this to increase daily political power gain. Alright. Alright, cool. Beginning Plan J. Oh boy. So how are we doing for tanky tanks? At the moment, not very good. We haven't really made tanks. No, we have medium tanks. Oh, we should definitely begin producing medium tanks then. What am I doing in my life? Alright, begin Plan J. As the military leadership took control over the governing of our fair nation, many of the old government archives were investigated for material deemed excessively radical. And their critics placed on, oh, I'm becoming fascist. Oh no. The rapid mobilization of British industry to meet war demands became clear the empire was on the path to conflict with another nation, ostensibly created in response to the dire predicament of the government of our nation had found itself in the opening years of the Great War. Several important industrial leaders of our nation have already made away their Plan J and are scheduled to update the government yearly on their plan preparations. Of these scheduled yearly updates, this year's proposal was to occur within a week's time. With Jack's renewed interest in the mobilization of Britain, must be prepared for war, gain a military-industrial complex, or those who prepare for war seek only to find it. Yep, I would like to prepare for war, thank you. Great choice. A soldier's education, lying at the root of the tides of revolution which attempted to overthrow the government in the education system in Britain, has the time has arrived to create a new patriotic educational system. Okay. Why not? I don't know what that means, but sure. What was I just talking about? I was going to do something fantastic and delicious. It's going to be really wonderful, guys. I'm still unlimited as well, so I actually do have quite a lot of manpower. That's right, I was going to be making some tanks, so... As soon as this is done, we're going to go grab the next set of tanks. Because we really do need to get some tanks together. I don't really care about light tank divisions. I don't really care about the movement. Light tank and motorized companies are very, very useful for when you're playing in PvP, but not when you're playing as the AI. Okay, so we have a lot of fighters and stuff that don't seem to be doing a lot. So I am actually making tanks. It's just that I have no oil. Ah, that is why. because I have no oil. Wow, like literally none. Okay, this isn't good. We don't need this. So why do I have no consumer goods whatsoever? Like, seriously? Alright, there we go. At least I'm making some tanks now. So why do I have no consumer goods? Consumer goods 5% from Bandar ships from Kiel Canal. Douchebag. 25% from Colonial Uprising. What? 25% from Colonial Uprising? Uh-huh. Okay. How is that fair? Oh, that takes like a year to go away, doesn't it? Oh, it's gonna happen every time. Why? Why? Okay. Fine, be like that. Take your time. And now we sit here and wait till I yawn. We recruit those divisions, catching up with support equipment, and then we're going to try and cram out as many tanks as possible. Okay, I didn't get an event for the hanging of Parliament. Proved himself significantly as leader of Britain since taking power. The criticism of the British current education system regards a serious contributory factor in the root cause of the workers' crisis. It's filled to the brim with radicals pouring poisonous lies into the British youth. Oh god. Devises a new plan for British education people, starting the blanket reform of the educational standards, placing emphasis on the rigors of physical training, patriotism to state and people, and the importance of discipline. These new reforms are likely to shake up the entire educational system, with some comparing the proposals to the Spartan training methods of ancient Greece. These new methods are likely to bring a significant backlash in the public, but Jack argues the future of the British nation is at stake, and with these new reforms, the British youth will be armed and prepared to face revolution, wherever it comes. Like the Spartans of ancient Greece, the future generations will be trained, lose political power, gain Molan Lebi, which basically makes all my troops way better. Yeah, man. Molten Lay, what does that mean? Come and take them. Oh, that's awesome. That's who's that? It's Xerxes, isn't it? It's in 300, isn't it? It's so what does he say? It's because it says that they demand they surrender the weapons. Yes, the Persian guy comes. I'm trying to remember it from the film. Persian king comes, Xerxes, and he says, okay, so I'm gonna need you guys to stop being assholes, surrender and hand over all your weapons. And the Spartan reply was, come and take them. That's awesome. So while some regard Joseph's vision of the British Army as quaint, its will to change overcomes the gossip with ease. Placing an importance on the infantryman in combat, the power must be handed back to the ideal soldier, and the symbol of power will remain with the military saber. Okay, this is not really the time for military sabering. I'd much prefer, you know, boom booms. You fool. So I've been reading a lot of, okay, so I'm reading Sharp, and I've always loved that kind of Napoleonic era of literature, and there's so much interesting things that happen with regard to war. And reading Sharp is really interesting, because I'm so used to reading Hornblower and Aubrey Maturin, so Master and Commander series. I'm not sure if you've watched the film or read the books. They're really good, you should. And the Sharp series, obviously, it's an infantryman rather than the naval stuff. So currently I'm reading, he's just leaving India now, and he's been in India as an infantryman. He's been promoted through the ranks, and now he's the lowest rank of an officer. And it's just interesting reading about the types, how warfare works as a musketman, and just like the sheer slaughter of it. It's incomprehensible, the sheer the lack of value that is placed on human life. Like even in World War II, a time of, you know, slaughter and death and serious conflict and many casualties, there is a very much an effort on preservation of life, and you fight with the principle of cover. Basically, every soldier is a skirmisher. Everyone works as a skirmisher, whereas the British Army policy, and this is the reason why the British Army were able to conquer India so well, is that their policy was, you know, basically the Soviet policy of throw men at the breaches until you win. I mean, there's a very famous siege in Spain, in Badajoz, so we can find it. Oh, hang on. Oh, no. The Fourth Boer War. Again. We have to fight the Fourth Boer War again. Well, why can't we help them? There we go. I just did this. I just did this. Alright. Wait, did we lose a soldier? No. Come on, then. Let's help them out. Alright, there we go. Oh yeah, I was meant to be planning a naval invasion, wasn't I? Whoopsie doozles, I forgot. Let's do Alan Cunningham. There to there. Yay. So there's a famous siege in Badajoz in Spain during the Peninsula Campaign, 1809, led by Sir Arthur Wellesley, Duke of Wellington, against Napoleon. Badajoz it used to actually be shown. I want to say it's around here. And what happened is it was the worst siege known at the time. So there were some really, really bad sieges where lots of people died, but there was there was one really bad one in northern India called Gawaliga, somewhere here-ish, Gawaliga, and that was really bad. But only 150 people died, even though it was still considered really bad. Hang on, Royal Army reforms. At the core of Churchill's proposals and plans to reinvigorate the British Army. Tell you what, we'll read this in the next episode. Do be sure to leave a like and a comment in the video. Let me know if you think of the series so far. I was Algernon, continue to be. This has been the delightful series of Führerreich in the Hearts of Iron mod. Scratch that, reverse it. I was Algernon, continue to be, and tune in next time to hear more about the Siege of Badajoz. Bye-bye.